New York City never sleeps, especially in September, when Fashion Week turns Manhattan into a playground for designers, celebrities, and tastemakers. But on one specific night, September 10, 2025, the buzz felt different. Something was about to happen that no runway, no model, no celebrity could eclipse. When Jungkook of BTS emerged at Calvin Klein's Spring-Summer 2026 show, the whispers turned into gasps, and the gasps turned into thunderous applause. The cameras didn't just click, they roared. Journalists who had covered decades of fashion admitted later they had never seen an entrance like this. The runway, usually the stage for anonymous models, transformed into a global broadcast of charisma, artistry, and raw star power. This wasn't just a show, it was a takeover. To understand why this moment hit so hard, you have to go back. Jungkook debuted as a teenager, the youngest member of BTS, the so-called golden maknae, the boy who could do it all. Singing, dancing, rapping, producing, he was the embodiment of raw potential. But with every passing year, that potential sharpened into something unstoppable. By 2023, Jungkook had already conquered the music world with his solo album, Golden. Songs like 7 and 3D broke records worldwide, cementing his name as a solo powerhouse. But it wasn't just music. That same year, he became the global face of Calvin Klein, fronting campaigns that went viral within hours. Fast forward to September 2025, and Jungkook was no longer just BTS's youngest member. He was a man who had grown into a global icon of art, fashion, and identity. When he walked the Calvin Klein runway, it wasn't just a model strut. It was the culmination of years of growth, transformation, and resilience. Fashion Week has always been about clothes. The textures, the tailoring, the designs. But on this night, critics confessed they forgot what the models were wearing because all eyes were locked on Jungkook. In classic Calvin Klein minimalism, clean lines, sharp cuts, neutral tones, Jungkook elevated the brand into something else. His presence made the clothes come alive. He didn't just wear Calvin Klein, he became Calvin Klein. Every step, every glance, every subtle move felt rehearsed, yet natural. Some fans joked, he wasn't walking a runway, he was performing a concert without singing. Fashion crowds are notoriously cold. Applause is rare, gasps are rarer, but when Jungkook appeared, there was both. Front row attendees, including A-list actors, supermodels, and magazine editors, leaned forward, phones in hand. Whispers filled the room. That's him, that's Jungkook. No one else matters right now. This feels historic. By the end of the show, he had done the unthinkable. He stole Fashion Week. If New York got the live version, the rest of the world got the instant replay. Within 15 minutes of Jungkook's appearance, hashtag JungkookNYF and hashtag KelvinKleinJK trended worldwide. In just 6 hours, over 1 million tweets flooded X. TikTok edits of his runway moment surpassed 50 million views overnight. Armies posted from every corner of the globe. He didn't walk, he owned the night. This is why Jungkook is the standard. Even New York belongs to him now. And it wasn't just fans. Designers, stylists, and journalists tweeted too, calling him the new face of global fashion. Just months earlier, Jungkook had been serving his mandatory military duty. His absence was felt deeply, a silence that echoed through the music industry. Fans waited, counted days, prayed for his safe return. So when Jungkook didn't just return, but dominated one of the biggest stages in the world, it meant something deeper. This wasn't just a fashion appearance, it was a rebirth. For ARMY, it felt like a promise. Jungkook was back. Stronger, sharper, more powerful than ever. His runway wasn't just a walk, it was a declaration. I am here, and I am not going anywhere. Behind the glamour, there was strategy. Fashion insiders revealed that Calvin Klein had been building this moment for months. From teaser photos to cryptic campaigns, they knew one thing. When Jungkook appears, the world pays attention. For Calvin Klein, this was bigger than clothes. It was about staking their claim in the future of fashion. With Jungkook, they didn't just have a model, they had a cultural phenomenon who could sell jeans in Seoul, New York, Paris, and beyond without saying a word. As one insider put it, you don't hire Jungkook for exposure, you hire him because he is exposure. The show wasn't just attended by fans, it was packed with celebrities. Hollywood actors, global influencers, and fashion icons couldn't hide their admiration. Several were caught on camera with drop jaws as Jungkook walked past. One unnamed actor reportedly told Vogue backstage, "I don't care about the clothes anymore, I just want to know, who is that man?" Little did they know, millions already had the answer.
But like every Jungkook moment, it left the world with questions. Was this just a one-night Calvin Klein statement? Or the beginning of Jungkook's deeper dive into fashion? Could this signal the launch of his own brand or design line? Was this a hint of BTS's larger comeback narrative, tying music and fashion into one unescapable experience? The silence from HYB and Calvin Klein only fuels speculation. For now, Jungkook has taken New York, but the story doesn't end here. With BTS officially announcing a new album and a 2026 world tour, fans believe this was only the beginning. If Jungkook can shut down New York Fashion Week with one appearance, what will he do when he's back on stage with 6 others? The world is watching. The fashion world is waiting. The fandom is ready. And Jungkook? He's already moving to the next chapter. While social media erupted in chaos, one major player stayed unusually quiet: HYB. The company released no official statement about Jungkook's New York Fashion Week appearance, no backstage photos, no behind-the-scenes clips. For a fandom used to curated updates, this silence was deafening. Was it deliberate? Many believe so. Industry insiders suggested HYB is allowing Jungkook's organic power to speak for itself, letting media outlets and fans drive the narrative without corporate interference. Others speculated something bigger is brewing, that HYB's silence might be tied to an upcoming BTS group project, where every member's solo spotlight is being carefully balanced. But whatever the reason, the quiet only fueled more speculation. Because when Jungkook dominates a global stage, it's never just fashion. It's always connected to something larger, something hidden just out of reach. Fans began asking the question no one could ignore. Was Jungkook's Calvin Klein runway appearance just a brand collaboration? Or was it a disguised teaser for his musical comeback? The theory spread quickly. After all, this isn't the first time Jungkook used fashion as a precursor to music. In 2023, his Calvin Klein global campaigns subtly aligned with the rollout of his solo album Golden. Now, 2 years later, he was back in the spotlight, more powerful than ever. Some armies noticed that the color scheme of Calvin Klein's new line, shades of gold, black, and white, echoed themes from Jungkook's past era. Was this coincidence, or was Calvin Klein collaborating with Jungkook on something more artistic, perhaps even tied to a soundtrack or campaign song? The fashion world was impressed, but the music world was restless. Because when it comes to Jungkook, fans know better than to believe in coincidences. Within 24 hours of Jungkook's appearance, headlines dominated both entertainment and mainstream news outlets. Jungkook steals the show at New York Fashion Week again. Calvin Klein's golden boy sets social media ablaze. From idol to icon, Jungkook's Fashion Week takeover. What made this even more striking was the crossover appeal. Fashion magazines like Vogue and Harper's Bazaar praised his runway presence, while Billboard and Rolling Stone discussed his cultural dominance. It wasn't just about a K-pop idol walking for a brand. It was about a global superstar commanding 2 industries at once.
For Western audiences unfamiliar with BTS's military hiatus, Jungkook's appearance felt like a return of a legend. For fans, it was a reassurance that even during his enlistment, Jungkook remains untouchable in influence. Theories began to spiral out of control online. Some fans believe Jungkook's walk symbolized a hidden message about BTS's 2025 reunion. Others claimed Calvin Klein was subtly hinting at a BTS XCK capsule collection, with Jungkook as the face of it. More extreme theories suggested this could be tied to BTS's rumored October festival appearance. Could Jungkook's fashion takeover be a stepping stone to a much larger stage, where fashion and music collide in front of millions? The beauty of Jungkook's influence lies in this very uncertainty. Every move he makes feels deliberate. Every silence feels intentional. Every appearance feels like a clue to something bigger. When history looks back at New York Fashion Week 2025, it won't be remembered for the clothes, the designs, or even the celebrity guests. It will be remembered for the night Jungkook walked the Calvin Klein runway and turned fashion into a global event. For ARMYs, it was more than a fashion show. It was a reminder of Jungkook's irreplaceable place in global culture. For the fashion industry, it was a wake-up call. K-pop idols aren't just collaborators. They are the future of influence. And for Jungkook himself, it was another brick laid in the legacy he's building that stretches beyond music, beyond borders, and beyond imagination.